This video is brought to you by Pass Labs, creating products that invite you to listen. Hey, I'm Andrew Gash for Audioholics. Yeah, I don't get to review in-ceiling speakers all that often, so I jumped at the chance to take a look at Definitive Technology's latest DI, or Disappearing In-Wall series. I got a hold of 4 DI 6.5R speakers to review. Now, these are round in-ceiling speakers that retail for about $279 each. They can be used as surround speakers or used to fill any room with sound. As for me, I tested them a bit harder, using them for high-quality sound reinforcement in a classroom environment. Now, I teach television production class at a local high school, and in my classroom, I'm constantly showing examples of film, broadcast segments, and TV clips to my students to teach them about various aspects of production and post-production. Now, up until now, I've been using the recommended commercial speakers, which are set for wide dispersion, but that's really their main goal. While I can appreciate speakers that distribute sound well, I am even more appreciative of speakers that just sound, well, good. Sound good. Now, physically, the DI 6.5Rs feature a flangeless design with a paintable micro-perf grille that lets them literally hide in a wall or ceiling with very little visibility. Now, my ceilings, as you can tell because I brought a piece of them with me, are white. I didn't have to mess with any of that, which is nice. The speakers are also compact with an 8 5/16 inch total visible diameter. That makes them roughly the same size as most 5 1/4 inch speakers. They use DefTech's balanced double surround system, where the cone is supported by soft rubber at both the outer and inner edges. Definitive says this allows the cone to have a longer excursion and thus less distortion. And that bore out in my testing, which I'll talk about later. The baskets are made of cast polystone, which is a polyurethane resin mixed with powdered stone additives. Basically, it's stiff and light. There's also a centrally mounted 1-inch aluminum dome tweeter that can pivot for a bit more directionality, which is really cool, all directions. And there's also a switch on the speaker to account for room tone and reflection by tailoring the sound to the room acoustics. They call this environmental EQ. Now, why is that important? Well, take my room for example. It's walled with concrete cinder block, and the floor isn't much better. It has only a small commercial carpet laid on top of, a concrete slab. Anything I can do to control the effects of that, well, is a net gain. And the speakers are super easy to install. In fact, I pulled a couple back out for this review, and I'll put them back in later. It took me about 5 minutes. Now, there are a pair of heavy-duty spring-loaded wire terminals that will grab your speaker cable without any fuss up to 10 gauge. The crossover components look to be well made, and I love the magnetic grills that just snap perfectly centered and snug, perfect like that, no worries. And of course, if you want them to come off, then you just take them right off, and you're good to go. Easy, love it, right? And once you place the speaker into the ceiling, you just use a screwdriver from the front to turn the clamps, and you're all set. Now, the whole reason why I investigated these speakers in the first place was because of my need for something a lot more capable in my classroom. You see, every day when my students walk in, I have music playing, all different styles, classical, electronic, country, pop, musicals, movie soundtracks, of course, right? And occasionally, I even let them pick a song or two. And then I turn it off after a few moments because it's just really, Anyway, the speakers I was using came with the room, and they didn't sound bad, but I couldn't drive anything very loud before I definitely hit distortion. There was no chance of my students watching a movie or a TV show and getting all the quality intended by the creators. And as I teach TV and film, this was kind of important to me. I've noticed a world of difference after I put these in. For me, I'm just super psyched that I no longer have to worry about the tracks I play causing distortion. When I show movies or scenes in class for us to study, I don't have to stand by the volume control and keep adjusting it so that the movie doesn't make the sound, basically the experience of firecrackers exploding in your ear. Not exactly the best thing in the world. The sound now is rich throughout the full spectrum, and the DI 6.5Rs definitely added a bit more low end than the other speakers, which was a nice bonus. DefTech has now brought the party to me, and everyone in this wing of the campus now rocks out to whatever I have playing. Just what I always wanted. Evil plan. Anyway, Have you ever had a need for in-ceiling or in-wall speakers? That's our question of the week. Have you ever thought about that as an option in your room or in your home? Answer it in the comments below, and while you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Audioholics, because we post there throughout the day and you'll find out first about new product reviews as well as the latest trends in AV. All right, now Clint, we got to get these things back in my ceiling. Here's our question of the week. Have you ever needed Really? You know what? What if I just left this in there to prove to you that I make mistakes too? I do. And so back to our question of the week, now that I've totally screwed this up. Have you ever needed I can't get it. Let me try it again. Yes, you're still watching this because I am comfortable in my completely lack of ability to do anything right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Have you?
Okay.
Okay. I'll get it right. All right, go away. I got this. Okay. Have you ever had a need for in-ceiling or in-wall speakers? Have you ever moved the teleprompter, Clint? I can't even read this stupid thing. Not that I use a teleprompter because I'm that good. Have you ever thought about this as an option in your home or in your room? That's our question for this video. Oh gosh, just let it end.